Hi. I'm on. Keep it on. It's fine. Hi, I'm Christina Brown, and this is In One Piece People in Politics. This is our first show. So thank you for being here. Have a little mercy. Um, if you like the show, please share, like the stream now. It's a great time. Please subscribe so you can stay ahead of it and be notified of future shows on Friday nights. Thank you to our sponsors. And please, we need more sponsors. We need donations as well. You can donate at In One Piece at Venmo, In One Piece Cash App, and at Patreon, In One Piece. And yeah, donate, like, share, subscribe, sponsor. For our first week, I'm going to be covering just the basics in politics because if we're going to get involved, we got to know what's up. So basically, in America, we have a democracy. And let me look at my notes. A democracy is, from ushistory.org, it says that a democracy comes from two Greek words, demos, meaning the people, and kratia, meaning power or authority. So it literally means power to the people, democracy. American version of democracy is made from the Constitution. We hear this all the time when we watch the news and people in politics are talking about what breaks the Constitution or what goes according to the Constitution. At Senate.gov, you can see that our Constitution was written in 1787. The first words of our Constitution is "We the people." And the Constitution defines the fundamental laws of the United States federal government, setting for three branches, principal branches, to be specific. The legislative branch. Basically, this is all you got to remember. It's our representatives in Congress and our representatives in Senate. This is our congressman, our congresswoman, our senator. They represent us. They create laws, they change laws, they modify laws, whatever's fit, whatever we see fit. And we vote for these people so that they can create or change laws according to how we see fit. The legislative branch, they represent us. The executive branch is the president, the vice president, and everyone that falls under his cabinet. We vote in the president and his whole cabinet or team, and we vote him in under his agenda. And if we don't agree with his agenda, then we're not supposed to vote him in, right? It should be as simple as that. The judicial branch. This is where it says under the judicial branch, it says for a fair trial before a competent judge and jury of one's peers. That is what is promised. This includes our police system and our prison system and our Supreme Court. In our Constitution, we have a document called the Bill of Rights. Okay, the Bill of Rights, there's 27 amendments. We hear about this all the time. And 27 is actually one of my favorite numbers. So that'll be easy for me to remember. But basically, 27 amendments. Again, at ushistory.org, we know of the most two common amendments that we talk about or hear about on the news all the time is the first one, the First Amendment, freedom of speech, press, freedom of religion, to peacefully assemble and to petition the government to address our grievances. Excuse me. The Second Amendment that we always hear about is the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Both of these amendments are debated and often talked about how they might be changed or reformed. Especially with all of these mass school shootings, it's a hot topic about the Second Amendment. And because so many members of the Republican Party are trying to push for a Christian country, we have to fight for our First Amendment now too. That is why the Constitution is also known as a living document. It was made to be able to grow and evolve as we as a society grow and evolve. So whatever our founding fathers wrote in the beginning, We can amend it. We can modify it. And a word that I don't like, because in America it's used and abused, not in our favor, is reform. Because reform is taking something that's already not good and just molding it a little bit better. We all saw what happened with police reform. Okay. Yes. So like any other game, it's important to know the rules. And if you don't agree with the rules, our Constitution allows us to dispute that and reform it. Okay? Make sure you guys remember that part. Now, there's 3 vocabulary words that you need to know. Okay? Yes. Taxpayer. A taxpayer is someone who pays taxes. Constituents. A constituent is somebody who has the ability to appoint. A politician. A politician is a person who holds or seeks political office. This is at dictionary.com. Now, a lot of times I see many people, let's just say 2 people, one person, both complaining about taxes, but one person's a taxpayer. They don't like how they're being taxed in their checks. They don't like how they're being taxed at the grocery stores. They don't like how they're being taxed at the gas stations. But all they do is complain. They're just a taxpayer. A constituent might be complaining about taxes, but that's because they voted for somebody that was supposed to work in their favor. They voted. Their opinion mattered. So back in the day, people always used to say, like, your vote doesn't matter. Actually, your not voting doesn't matter. Because if you're not voting, you're just complaining like a little baby. A grown-up does something about the things they complain about. If you don't like gas prices, if you don't like this high inflation, if you don't like all the crazy things, not being able to have control of your own body if you're a woman, and if you're not voting, don't complain about it, especially not gas prices, Lord. So, yes, you need to know who you are. Are you a taxpayer? Are you a constituent? And a politician is someone who seeks to serve or hold office. Okay? They actually are the ones who work for us. Okay. Right here. Do you like that? Do you like that? I like that too. Now, I want us to go into depth. Before I start going into depth about a specific politician, we need to know the differences between these politicians. Okay? And something that I didn't even need to make notes for this. Something that people need to understand when it comes to politics is that, how do you describe it? Look, basically, imagine a football field, right? And on the football field, there's Team Red. And Team Red is the Democrats. Yes, go to democrats.org. No, I think they have it backwards. Team Blue. The donkey. Go to democrats.org. You will see the donkey. And that there at democrats.org, they say Democrats are fighting for better, fair, and brighter future for America. Okay? That's one team. If you go see the Republicans at GOP.org, they say we are fighting for a free and strong America where everyone has the opportunity to achieve the American dream. Both teams seem like they're on opposing sides trying to get to the same goal, to win. But what we don't realize as spectators in the audience is that the shot callers in the shot box, in the box upstairs, they are paying both teams. They own all the players. Corporations. Yes, we somehow voted that it's okay to bribe politicians. So corporations donate billions and billions of dollars, and they bought out both teams. All we see is them going back and forth, but we really have to understand the game is rigged. But let's look at the Democrats. Democrats are paid to lose. That's why we always complain about them. Democrats actually have the same economical agenda as Republicans. That's why when it comes to culture wars, they vote against. But when it comes to the bread and butter issues, like our paychecks, they always vote with Republicans. Democrats are more for equal rights, and they give the appearance to be fighting our culture wars, like I said. They vote against their constituents on the bread and butter issues. Republicans now, they say that they're fighting for a free and strong American, but come on now. Republicans are against women's rights, voting rights, LGBTQ plus rights, public education, freedom of religion. I mean, what free and strong America are they talking about? Just liars. They create culture wars. They create culture wars to distract you from the fact that they're robbing you blind because you're not voting. Just walking around not realizing, arguing with each other about who has control over whose body or what people should be doing in their bedroom instead of talking about getting better pay or health care or child care. Crazy. They fight Republicans solely for white Christian values. If you are of another religion, and if you are of another race, I don't know why you would ever associate yourself, or even another sexuality, because they're really against LGBTQ+. Why would you associate yourself and put your money and your vote into someone who is literally against everything that you are? And that's the big debate about why voting for Democrat versus Republican, because one side really hates your guts and thinks that you shouldn't even exist and might even want you back in chains, literally. Now, under the Democratic branch, there's something called progressives. A progressive is someone who wants to see a more economic and social equality. This is Tara McKelvey at BBC.com. I love the progressive movement because it's completely forward thinking, and I think that it's important to focus on the bread and butter issues and not on culture wars, and that is something that progressives constantly do and try to remind people to focus on really what matters and not creating a reason to hate someone. If you want more information, you can go to tyt.com. At their website, they say they are the world's #1 voice in progressive news. You can find and join progressive movements in your area, and you can support all kinds of wonderful progressive candidates all over the country. That's really amazing. Progressives are paid by the people. They're not paid by corporations. That's why we don't always really get to see them play the game, because the head honchos, they don't want you to know that there's a major star player that represents 80% of the people, because 75% of the country is progressive. But they don't want you to know that Bernie Sanders might give you free health care, or that Senator Nina Turner was going to raise your wages. They don't want you to know, so they don't allow on corporate media, they don't allow progressives to have a very loud voice, but they're out there. That's why it's really important to get involved on independent media. And I personally love and adore TYT. And there's so many other amazing shows that you can find through TYT. Just go to tyt.com. Now, I want to just go over something really quick. Culture wars versus bread and butter issues, because you hear it a lot on TV. Culture wars is a conflict between groups with different ideals, beliefs, and philosophies at dictionary.com. It's the stuff, everything that makes us different. Also, everything that makes us wonderful. Bread and butter issues, it's the matters which are important to most people because they affect them personally. Like Social Security, that the Republicans are trying to take away right now. Yeah, I've been paying for Social Security. You've been paying for Social Security. I know that when I get old, I'm expecting to get me a little something, something on my check every month, right? I know I am. I better get my check at the month. I'm a voter. I'm a constituent. Yeah. And I'm not voting for that mess. That's not right. You ain't taking my little check. I'm be a little old lady going in the mailbox looking for my Social Security check. Damn it, I ain't feeling that. So yes, they're talking about that right now. People need to get involved right now. Yeah, that could be your mama check, your dad, your Gigi check. Like, that gets on all the nerves. That gets on all the nerves. I can't even believe it. They're talking about taking our Social Security check that we pay for. We pay for it. And don't let Fox News and all these crazy people get you twisted because they call them entitlement programs. Yes, honey, I'm entitled to this money that y'all been taking off the top of my check. But I don't do the books. You guys do the books and you took the money. I want my money back, honey. I want my money back. Okay? Now let's talk about money, okay? These Democrats and Republicans. Now, if you go to the price of zero, or if you check this article called The Price of Zero at citizens.org, there's an article there. Like I said, the price of zero, $450 million from 55 companies have been contributed over 3 election cycles, and it saved these companies $12 billion in taxes. 55 companies put in a little 450 mil. Can't stand them. Little 450 mil. They done flip that bird 3, 4 times, 10 times, 12 times over into $12 billion. They done flip that bird. If that ain't a hustle, that is the greatest hustle of my life. I done never seen it. Did you know that? Did you know that there was hustling billions of dollars like that? I bet you knew something. I know y'all knew a little something. Yes. So if you go to opensecrets.org, you can see 100 top lobbyists in the industries and how much money they pay, or should I say they bribe, our politicians all across the board in all 3 branches, legislative, executive, and judicial. Judges are being bought too, honey. Judges are being bought too. So, and lawyers. Like, Lord, it's disgusting. So, we need to know, what is our major issue and what are those bread and butter issues? Big Pharma. They pay billions for us to no health care, expensive medicine. Yeah, that's Big Pharma. They beat you to the chase. Yeah. Insurance. The NRA. Them guns. Yeah. Who says it's okay to have... Are we at war? Are we at war in America? Maybe with them guns. And the NRA's winning because they're paying billions to our politicians to vote against our interests. Just watch our babies die. Oil. Big oil is what they say on the media. Big oil is what's causing our weather to be so funky all the time. Big oil and gas emissions is what's making Florida about to go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Forever. Yeah. And because we don't take care of our country and big oil's making trillions of dollars off of us, who's going to pay for all those people in Florida to move and relocate? We are. The constituent. Oh, and the taxpayer. But you just going to be complaining about it, honey. You just going to complain about it. The money just going to come out your check. And your gas prices are going to go up even higher. And we're going to lose more and more land. It's terrible. And real estate. Real estate. You want to know why there's a problem in housing? And why the landlord and we're letting people from other countries buy our land and buy a regular old family out of a house and home to another country. And I mean, there's a lot, honey. There's a lot. There's too many to name. How is that? How is that? Because the real estate industry or the real estate lobbyists, they're constantly paying billions and billions and billions of dollars to work against us. That's what bribery, campaign bribery is. That's like Senator Nina Turner says, the owner donors. We looking at Team Red and Team Blue, and the donors is saying, yep, them Republicans, they gonna push that. They gonna push that. Democrats, you better lose. Democrats, you better bow down. Bow down. And Democrats bow down because they get broken off with that paycheck, right? And then the Republicans be looking all big and bad, and they're just sissies, too. It's actually rather disgusting how they kiss Donald Trump's ass. I probably shouldn't say that. Anyways. So, moving on. The point is, in all that, and we about to move on to some news, okay? But the point is, in all that, is to know what a democracy is. Demos, the people. Krasia, power or authority. Democracy means power to the people. You can be a taxpayer and just get, chunks taken out of your check every month and complain about it like a big old whiny baby who just be like sucking their thumb in a corner and waiting for a sucker or something. Because you a sucker. Because you a sucker. Yeah, we all suckers. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be a constituent and put some power behind your complaint with a simple piece of paper like voting. It's called a ballot. Go get one. Okay? Now, something that's super important to me and something that's near and dear to my heart is the fact that I love teachers. I love teachers. Did you know that there's a war on teachers? No, for real. There's a war against teachers. There's people out there that want them out no job. Like they wasn't getting paid anyway, right? But no, they trying to cut the whole school, honey. They trying to get every teacher the boot, which means every kid in the class gonna be scrambling for crumbs. Oh yeah, they're talking about that. That's why we need to pay attention about what these Republicans and Democrats, is talking about. They're talking about more public school defunding. It's disgusting. So, to say a war against teachers, specifically the teacher, they get paid very low wages. They put in a lot of hours that don't cover their pay. And they cover the cost of a lot of school supplies for our kids. So for teachers, we're burning the candle on both ends. That's why a lot of teachers are leaving the profession. I ain't mad at them, but it's very sad. We need to support our teachers. If you go to the Century Foundation, in July 2020, they made an article where it says the United States is underfunding its K-12 public schools by nearly $150 billion annually. Do you hear that? I'm going to say that again. The United States is underfunding its K-12 public schools by nearly $150 billion a year. A year. So that means robbing more than 30 million school children of the resources they need to succeed. Yep. Century Foundation. Check it out. Check that out. I'm going to say it again. The United States is underfunding our kids by $150 billion every year, and it affects 30 million children. You going to tell me your baby ain't in there? You going to tell me your baby ain't in there? I know my baby's in there. My baby in that 30 million. I know your baby. And I know I have 2 babies. I know some of y'all got more than 2 babies. Right? Yeah, your baby is getting robbed every year. Yeah. Is that something to vote about? Is that something to vote about? Are you just going to complain? Right? Going to complain about how our children are doing worse in the world? Disgusting and shameful. Okay, the war against teachers also includes how Republicans have started going against American history by claiming CRT, critical race theory, which is not being taught in schools, K through 12 schools. That's what you call a stupid culture war. Something that doesn't even exist, yo. It don't even exist. Go to the school. Talk to the teacher. Ask them if they're teaching CRT. If it's K through 12, that teacher's gonna be like, nope. You wanna know why? Because CRT, critical race theory, is a collegiate level. You gotta be in college. And you gotta sign up for the class. So they got people all over the news talking, oh, they teaching the kids about critical race theory. You know what they really saying? Do you know what they really saying? They teaching them kids about racism. They're teaching kids about racism, which I'm sorry. If you're an American, that's our history. Get on my nerves. So what is that? They don't want teachers teaching kids our history? Because our history happens to be soaked in racism? But they tell people on TV it's critical race theory, but you got to be in college to be in critical race theory to get the lessons on it. It's just terrible. Now, that's the racism. Governor Ron DeSantis, he's a Republican in Florida. He brought the Don't Say Gay bill. That Republicans are now trying to make it a national thing, yo. They're trying to make the Don't Say Gay bill national. Did you hear about that? Yeah, they're trying. Now, this teacher, actually, Corey Bernard, a gay kindergarten teacher in Florida, in Parrish, Florida, says his curriculum has never included discussions of gender identity or sexual orientation. A kindergarten teacher. That being said, this is what he's saying. That being said, should I be able to talk about what my family looks like? It's okay for my colleagues who is heterosexual in their relationships to talk about what his or her family looks like. Absolutely. He added, there should be no sense of discrimination. Yes, and while I'm a heterosexual female, I definitely understand that. What about when you get married or when you have a baby? You know what I'm saying? LGBTQ plus, they do that too. Thank God they have the right now, but did you know that the Supreme Court is trying to take away some rights now? And they have been stripping their rights all over the country in hundreds of ways, and nobody's doing anything because it's never on the news? Yeah. The people who are the newscasters, you know, when you're watching the sports, right? You got the owners in the shot box, you know what I'm saying, calling the shots like he better do what he got to do if he'll make that check. You know what I'm saying? She better say what she better say if she gonna want that check. You know what I'm saying? You got the referees, the media paid by the shot callers in the big box. They saying, oh, that's not a foul. You know, that's not a foul. It's always a foul, ain't it? Yeah, just foul. Yeah, they don't call the fouls. They don't call the strikes and the balls. We can go to baseball. Okay? Yes, it's all rigged by the men in the box. That 1%. Disgusting. So they have us arguing, and they're like, this disgusting Governor Ron DeSantis has, you know, taken away rights. And they're all doing this because they don't want you to know that they're not increasing our wages. And that when they were supposed to make negotiations for prescription costs, they only put in the contract for 10 pills, yo. 10 pills. And that contract doesn't even start till like 2025, 2026. In 2026, they're going to start negotiating prices on 10 pills, honey. 10. I think I take more vitamins than that. Right? I can't stand it. 10 pills out of the thousands of pills. Yeah. Oh, wait. I think that's Big Pharma. Remember I was telling you Big Pharma pays them. That's their boss. Yeah, so don't be mad at that. Don't be mad at that. Big Pharma, they doing a good job. They got you, boo. They got you. Let me go back to this because I can't stand it. These people get on my nerves. Yes. Going back to this war on teachers. But you start to see how things are kind of like all intertwined a little bit because wages is something that we vote on, and we could vote for teachers to have higher wages. Oh, did we know that? Did we know that? That like, what if we voted to have like more funding in public schools? And what if we voted that teachers have higher wages? And then like I personally wouldn't have to buy school supplies and donate them to the school because it comes out of my money, comes out of the teacher money. You know what I'm saying? Can we vote on that? And we can all save a little money, just a little bit. That's what I'm saying. The far right now seeks to control classrooms by taking over school boards. Rightwingwatch.org, an article by Peter Montgomery. In May 2021, Republicans now have the 1776 Project PAC. This is PAC, okay? This is a group, okay? 1776 Project PAC was started, and it has now endorsed 300 candidates in the school boards for this November. Tuesday, the right wing has endorsed over 300 candidates to take over the school board. Do you hear me though? Do you hear me? This Tuesday. The creator, Ryan Girdusky, okay, the creator of the 1776 Project PAC, Ryan Girdusky, said on the Tucker Carlson show, he supports school board candidates who are opposed to anti-white curriculum. He supports school board candidates where he now has endorsed over 300 of them across the country. He's endorsed them, paid them, right? He likes people who don't want anti-white curriculum. Anti-white curriculum. What is that? Is that racism, yo? Is that like saying like, oh yeah, remember back in the day when racists used to be like when white folks used to be so damn racist that it was disgusting how they sold people and raped people and tortured people and hunted people. Oh, wait, let's not go that far back. Let's just go like 50 years back. Oh, when they were like hanging people. Oh, wait, they're still hanging people. Oh, we shouldn't tell them how it all started. Okay. We shouldn't tell them how it all started. Okay. We should just rewrite history because I'm sorry, honey. American history is anti-white. I'm sorry. If you're white, you got to deal with it. You really do. We all got issues, boo-boo. We all got issues. Just deal with it, okay? And the fact that it happened like hundreds of years ago and you have all this pride or whatever, like just be proud in who you are now. Just try to be a good person now. But don't like jump on the back of racists and then be upset that we have to teach our kids in the real world that racism is real. And that's the history of our country. I'm sorry. Cry me a river. You don't get to change history, honey. Not no mo. Okay? Yeah, you don't get to change history no more. It's already there. It's set in stone. Okay? We know what happened. And we need to teach our kids what happened so it don't happen again. Oh, is that it? That's it. So it don't happen again. So if we're not teaching history to our kids anymore, how high are the chances? Terrible. So, school board members that we're voting on this Tuesday, they determine how federal funding is spent, the money coming in. They address the labor shortages because teachers they out of here, honey. They address teachers' pay, one of the reasons why they're out of here, honey. And the inequities in education, which is where we see all these crazy parents. I mean, honey, they're like super crazy, screaming at like public educators about critical race theory when they don't even teach critical race theory. It's really so stupid, but it's not right. They look so stupid, but it ain't right. And we should be there to like stick up for them, yo, and be like, get your crazy, stupid, like not even knowing what you're talking about self out of here. You know, that's what we need to be there. Hello? No, they showing up in droves. They're like kicking people out their own meeting. Oh, you guys need to see that on YouTube. Yeah, they kicking the educators out their own school board meeting, talking about we taking over. 5 parents. 5 parents in one school. You know, there's like hundreds of kids in one school, and 5 little cracker parents want to come in. Somehow we taking over because we don't want you teaching our history. What? What? Where was the other 295 parents? Where were they to say, no way, you're not going to change our history or not teach our kids our history? That's crazy. There's a war against teachers, y'all. There's a war against teachers. I'm trying to tell you. So, wrap this up. How do you support teachers in schools? Join the PTA, okay? I know. It's like a couple dollars that we don't got. You know what I'm saying? But the schools are already so underfunded. And from my own research that I've seen, PTA participation is a major reflection of how the kids are succeeding in school and like the funding, because that money goes to the school. So join the PTA, okay? Or at least support it, buy a PTA ticket, and maybe you can't go to all the meetings, but try your best. Try your best. That's emails, you know how they do. Buy the yearbooks, yo. Buy the yearbooks, yo. Schools that do well sell out every year in their yearbooks. Okay? Schools that do not do well get to low percentages of sales. Okay? Support your school by simply buying the yearbook. Okay? I know it's $20, $30 at the wrong time, but it's always going to be the wrong time to do the right thing. So just start now. Join the PTA. Buy the yearbooks. You can start now, actually. Be involved in the school activities, okay? Like, ask them if there's a dance or something. Like, do you guys need water? You know what I'm saying? Do you need me to just help paint? Maybe buy some markers, Crayolas, just any little thing. Help with the school activities. Streamers. What might cost you $5? It might cost them $50 because they have to get all of it, and it might cost you just $5. So always refreshments, always see how you can pitch in. Even if it's just $5, you can donate $5 to your school. People get on my nerves. Attend the school board meetings and advocate for better paying conditions. This is really important, okay? Because did you hear what I just said? There's 300 new candidates that are opposed to anti-white curriculum, okay? We need those teachers we need good teachers, and there's really good teachers out there because I've met great teachers. There's so many good teachers. We got to support them in what they're teaching. We got to support them in their pay, and we can do both of those things by going to the school board meeting, okay? Go to the school board meeting, raise your damn hand and say, I want them to have more pay, because I'm paying for school supplies now too. We all pay for school supplies, right? Except for our tax dollars. Our tax dollars is really supposed to be paying for school supplies. Our tax dollars is supposed to be paying for school supplies. See, this is what a constituent talks about. We voted to help our schools. The politicians that got away with things, they misappropriated the funds. It got me spending stuff. And then the flip side, and that's why politics is chestnut checkers, is because the flip side is, as they were convincing us to and slowly defunding the schools, they waited a couple years later and said, look, the schools is doing bad. We should keep defunding them. No, the schools are doing bad because you keep defunding them. You keep defunding them. How is keep defunding them a solution? Damn. We gonna defund them into the dirt? And then when our kids, oh my God, my daughter's gonna be 18 in just a couple years. In a couple years, you know what I'm saying? How smart is my baby gonna be if we keep defunding our babies every year? 150 billion. Show appreciation. Yes. How do you support teachers in schools? Show appreciation. It ain't easy. It ain't easy being cheesy. And they are doing the most. And they are breaking their back to take care of our babies. Come on now. How good do you treat somebody who takes care of your baby? Show appreciation, yo. Teacher Appreciation Week is in October, and I think again in like April or May. There's a national and there's like an international or something like that. Yo, give them a card. Go to the 99-cent store. Give your teacher a card. Okay, for Christmas, buy them a Hershey bar with a card. Do something to say thank you to the teacher that you gift your child for like 6 to 8 hours a day, that she's investing her time, knowledge, effort, expertise into your baby. And she probably paying for school supplies, tissues and stuff, baby wipes, sanitizers. You know what I mean? Say thank you. Say thank you. Stop. We got to look at what people are doing in our lives and in our children's lives and just stop and show appreciation. And there's a war against children. There's a war against teachers. Oh, Lord, I ain't going to talk about the babies, but yes, there's a war against teachers. So go and tell your children's teacher, thank you, because I did not know there was at war with you, sir or ma'am. And as I was saying with the teachers, show your appreciation and the fact that they buy supplies too with low pay, is ask your teachers what supplies are needed in the classroom. Because it might be something silly like a new trash can or, I don't know, a new stapler or something like that. Or like maybe they need a stack of red paper or something specific. Like ask the teachers. And if you don't have kids, that's not an excuse, yo. If you don't have kids, that's not an excuse. You can still go to the schools. You can go to the local junior high, local high school, go to the school district. You can drop off a backpack. You can drop off a whole bunch, 10 packs of crayons. You can drop off pens, pencils. You just drop it off. You know what I'm saying? You stealing supplies from your job anyways. You're saving money, honey. Okay? Take them couple dollars that you save, stealing them supplies at work because you don't got to buy no supplies at home. Take them couple dollars and go buy a folder for somebody baby. Yes. So that is what I got to say about the war on teachers. I love teachers. I love teachers. Okay. So Republicans are censoring teachers from basic curriculum in any books that go against their agenda to whitewash and rewrite history. They're seriously trying to indoctrinate our children to their white, hetero, Christian beliefs. Okay? That just is what it is. And if you don't agree with it, you need to vote. Figure out what it is you're voting for and vote on it so it'd make a change. Okay? If you don't like that, make a change. We should be fully supporting our teachers because we entrust them to use their knowledge to educate our children, advocating and empowering our children to use their education later on in life. We entrust our children to love our children unconditionally, and now to protect our children from shooters, murders. We entrust our teachers to create a non-discriminatory environment where our children feel safe and supported so that they can learn. It just makes me so emotional just even thinking about it. Recently, the shooting in St. Louis, there was a teacher who passed away. Jean Kuczka. She was 61. She was a PE teacher. And she died trying to protect one of her students on October 24th this year. It's like, it's really sad. It breaks my heart because I love my teachers. I love the teachers that I had as well, but I could just never imagine one of my daughter's teachers jumping in front of my daughter, taking a bullet and dying. And like, that's the environment we're in. That's war, yo. That's war. That's war. Teachers is taking bullets, yo. That's war. What are we gonna do? Are you a fucking taxpayer that just complains? Are you and watches our babies die, watches our teachers die, watch our teachers get underpaid, paying out their pocket. Like, oh my goodness, it's just terrible. It's the most terrible thing ever. And I hope that my producer posted her picture of this wonderful lady who, like, saved somebody's baby, or tried to. And I just feel so bad that we let people down, good people down like that all the time, by just sitting and watching. It's disgusting. So, I'm sorry for crying, but y'all gonna have to get used to that, because I'm gonna just tell you how it is. I don't care. We're gonna just go through the tears, okay? We're just gonna go through the tears, okay? Yeah, we're gonna do that. Next subject. There is a war against women. Yeah, I'm talking about war. I'm talking about war. There's another war. Good Lord, don't be a teacher and a woman. Jeez, and black. Good Lord. Or Muslim. Or gay. That's terrible. That's terrible. Now we're going to talk about the war on women. Okay, we're not talking about the teachers. See how that made me so sad? You know what I'm saying? This makes me mad. This one makes me mad. Let's just go up front that I'm not going to forget about the fact that me as a woman, we don't get equal wages, yo. No, we don't. No, women still don't get equal wages. Why doesn't anybody talk about that? I mean, geez Louise, we don't get living wages. And under the no, you don't get enough money to live, it's like, oh no, you're a woman? You really don't, you got to make money depend on a man, because Lord have the mercy, you ain't going to make enough money in America. Even if you have the same education, experience, and qualifications as a man, you still going to be under his dollar. That's disgusting too. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so disgusted tonight. Okay. At pewresearch.org by Amanda Barroso and Anna Brown, they say in 2020, women earned 84% of what men earned, according to a Pew Research Center analysis of both full-time and part-time workers. Based on the estimate, it would take an extra 42 days of work for women to earn what men did in 2020. Do you hear me? I gotta work 42 more days to get the same amount of money as you? Just because I'm a woman? That ain't right. That ain't right. That's a war. You trying to keep me broken, busted. Pay me what I deserve. And if you think you deserve $1, do not give me no 75 cents and try to tell me I should smile because I'm a woman. No, that little 75 cents ain't gonna make me smile. Give me my dollar, yo. Give me my dollar. Do not do that. That's why women, is that why women be, oh my Lord, I can't even stand it. Can't even stand it. Give me my dollar. Okay? I don't want no 75 cents if I deserve $1. Work 42 days more than a man just to get the same amount of money. Go check it out at thepewresearch.org. Also, Roe v. Wade was overturned in June 22. You guys, we need to get hit to this, okay? It affects low income and women of color the most. It prevents all women of the right to choose their own paths in life and to be able to decide what happens to their body. In some cases, the fetus has already passed away. Like you see in the news, they're not allowing what the doctor suggests and saying, even risking the woman's life and like making her walk around with a dead baby for weeks. And I've seen like 2 stories, different stories. So I know, it's really bad out there. Okay? Women are having to go to the ocean, get on a boat. Yes, honey. If you really are in a red state and you need to get on a boat, okay? Yes, Republicans, red state. If you need a red state and you need to get on a boat so you can go have an abortion because you were raped or have incest, which is rape as well, Oh my God, it's savages making women have to run. And good Lord, people need to recognize the fact that if we don't allow people to do things in a safe and sound way, there's back alley abortions. But there was a time when women were using coat hangers. Like, when you take away women's rights, women die. And men need to stand up for women. That's something super shameful that I see now. Men act like they don't care, but it's really sad when you get hit with a situation and it's supposed to be your wife or the woman that you love, supposedly love, or your baby's mother, and you didn't even care to use your voice to vote and say that you believe she has the right to make a decision with you, you know? So this is very much a men's issue. And I say, if they're making us women have to have a baby, even if we don't want to, then you men need to snip, snip, snip. Even if you don't want to. That's what I'm saying.